Good morning and welcome to our Results Day broadcast. I'm Lauren Stanley and I'm a journalism student here at Middlesex. Now I'm sure you've all been up bright and early in anticipation for your exam results. If you didn't get your place, do not worry. If you did, well done. First we're going to go through a little bit about clearing, and I'm here to talk to you guys about clearing today, and I've got a few special guests to help you along the way. First of all, we're going to find out a bit more about clearing in this video.
This is Hayley. She's clever, she's switched on, and she's talented. She knows what's possible in life and wants to be a part of it. She wants to be spectacular, amazing, sensational, astounding, astonishing. But for some reason, she hasn't secured a university place. Maybe she changed her mind about what she wanted to do. Maybe she missed the deadline to apply. Maybe that accident in chemistry class affected her grades. Maybe she got better grades than she thought she'd get and wants to look for a different course. So like more and more students each year, Hayley stayed calm and followed some simple steps that led her through the clearing process. This allowed her to get ahead and find the perfect course. First, she looked at university websites to check their course lists. When she found what she was looking for, she called the university to check they had a place for her. Once her place was confirmed, she couldn't wait to get started. Terrific teaching staff, coupled with fantastic facilities and some hard work, enabled Hayley to develop her skills and knowledge year on year. And of course, the friends she made there were just as important to her university experience. Thanks to the clearing system, Hayley got the opportunities she needed to get ahead and realise her dreams. And now she is spectacular, amazing, sensational, astounding, astonishing. Get ahead with clearing. Go online and give Middlesex a call.
Hopefully that video has helped you to understand a bit more about what clearing is. And if you didn't get your grades, did better than expected, changed your mind or missed the deadline, you can always give us a call. The hotline number is on the screen. And what happens when you do call our hotline? Well, Ludovica is in our clearing operations room to explain.
Thanks, Lauren. I'm here in the Middlesex University Clearing Operations room, and our hotline is open from 7:30 till 7:30, so make sure you call now. If our operators are busy, don't worry, because just keep trying and you will get through. I'm here with Roselle, who is our course a clearing advisor. Hi, Roselle.
Hello.
Can you tell us a bit more what are the tips that you would give to students that are thinking about calling our hotline?
Yes, sure. So all of our advisors are super friendly and we're here to help you as much as we can. Firstly, I would say make sure that you have your personal details to hand, including your qualifications, grades and UCAS ID number if you have it. Also, most of our information about Middlesex is on our website, so it'd be really handy if you do some research about the course that you want to do beforehand as well.
Perfect. Thank you, Roselle. I'm also here with Lucy, who is a Pro Vice Chancellor here at Middlesex University. Hello, Lucy.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Can you tell us about what are the things that people should consider when they are applying through clearing?
Well, at Middlesex University, or whatever university you're thinking about studying at, I think it's important to consider the type of experience you're looking for. So do you want a campus-based university? Are you going to live on campus? Do you want a university that you can commute to, as well as a part-time job, etc.? So really think about the type of university that's going to be right for you. Secondly, as Roselle rightly said, you need to research your course options, but also I would advise you to be a little bit flexible about the courses you're prepared to consider, and really think about the types of career you might want to go on to beyond university when thinking about how to shortlist the course choices you might be prepared to make. And finally, I would say, if you can, come and visit the university that you're applying through to clearing, because a lot of people actually make choices without researching them in detail. And if you can come and visit, Middlesex University has a drop-in session every day from today onwards until early next week, running all day throughout the 9 till 5. So if you want to come and get a tour from a student or talk to an academic, we're all on hand to support you. And actually talking to a student would be the last point I would make. Rather than just taking the official line from the university, wherever you can, research online about current students, what they think of the experience, or talk to them yourself.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Lucy. So this is everything from the Middlesex University Clearing Operations Room, and it's back to you, Lauren.
Thank you to Ludovica, Lucy and Roselle. There's some great advice there and I'm sure it'll be helpful to lots of people. Now I'm joined by Anna and Saeed, who've both came to Middlesex through clearing. Hi guys.
Hi.
So firstly, Saeed, I'm going to talk a bit about your clearing experience. So could you tell us how it was for you?
Yeah, so I was taking a break from education and so unfortunately I missed the main UCAS deadline that happens kind of in earlier in the year. And so I applied through clearing to Middlesex and I picked up the phone and spoke to a really helpful advisor and I was accepted immediately. And essentially I was really grateful that I got the chance to study at Middlesex because I always wanted to study the course International Politics. And so for me it wasn't kind of so rambling for something to study for. I actually got the chance to study something that I really wanted to. And so it's a really great experience.
Okay, and I'm sure that's the case for a lot of people. Say when people have gone on a gap year, they've gone travelling, you haven't got that force from the teachers at school or college or whatever to say, right, this is your UCAS deadline, make sure you're there on time and you do all of your work. And when you spoke to the advisors, was it a quick process?
Yeah, it was genuinely, as I remember, around 15 minutes. And so we just spoke about kind of what I wanted to study, what my grades were, and they gave me some really helpful information. And I honestly, I remember sort of sat in my bed early in the morning, and went through really quick. And I was, by the end of the afternoon, I knew I had a place at Middlesex.
Yeah, which 15 minutes can be the difference between a year in university or not going to university at all, so it's definitely worth calling the hotline. The number is on the screen. And how about you, Anna? How was your clearing experience?
Well, I didn't get the grades I'd wanted to at A-levels, so I didn't get into any of my options. So I had to go through clearing, and I'd looked up a couple of universities. I found that Middlesex could be for me, so I called them up, and it was pretty straightforward.
And was Middlesex for you in the end?
Well, yeah. I've enjoyed this year, so it's been great.
I think we have two happy students who have both enjoyed their time at Middlesex, and I think it is definitely worth saying that it might not be your first choice, but once you get here, we've all been students here, and it's a great experience. Just feel free to call the hotline, speak to somebody, and they can advise you what your best options are. And yeah, it's just a great way to, even if you aren't 100% sure on going to university, you could get some great advice into whether you should go or you should not, and what the courses are, and whether it's the right course for you, or you might decide that you want to wait another year and apply next time and see if that is the course for you. And I know a lot of people will struggle with the stress from their parents or worry about what their parents might think of them at this time. So Anna, can you tell us a bit about how your parents were in this situation?
Well, they didn't really say much because I'd already failed, so they didn't want to nag me, but I knew I had to get a place somewhere, and they were happy to support me with whatever choice I made, just as long as I was happy with what I was doing.
Yeah, and I think that's really important for parents, if any parents are watching this, that it is very important to support your child in whatever decision that they do make. But even if they didn't get into their first choice university, there is always options. So yeah, we're going to watch a video now about parents and having the right support at this time of applying for universities and going through clearing.
How to deal with parents during clearing. The level of stress you go through when searching for courses during clearing is often not helped by your parents. Even though it can seem like they're trying to interfere or trying to tell you what to do, it's in their nature to try and help. So it's wise to listen to their advice. It is up to you to consider how relevant this advice might be. A parent who has little knowledge of the education system might not be offering the most astute recommendations, but one who has brushed up on the way clearing works may have some valid points. Either way, let them say their piece and things will usually be calmer as a result. It's important to note that universities cannot discuss applications with parents, but that doesn't mean that parents can't help you through the process. Give them something to do. When you look through clearing courses, you're sure to come across universities you know little about, so ask them to research a bit of background info. Let them know the kinds of things you feel are important, and they'll be able to feel involved and provide you with some useful information to help you make your decision. When it comes to contacting universities directly, due to data protection law, your parents cannot speak on your behalf. If you are anxious about the call, get prepared beforehand and go somewhere quiet. The best advice is to show them you're coping. If you try and deal with everything yourself, they'll worry. showing them that you have matters in hand, and seeing you take a calm and measured approach to clearing will put their minds, and yours, at ease.
So hopefully that video was really helpful and it will help yourself and your family get through this clearing experience. And now let's talk a bit more about life at Middlesex and why myself, Anna and Saeed have decided to study here. So firstly, Saeed, looking back as a graduate, can you tell us a bit about your experience at Middlesex?
Yeah, I mean, it genuinely transformed my life, and it genuinely kind of transformed my student experience as a whole. And so, you know, for my first year, I got involved in clubs and societies. I got involved with student media, so I was a radio presenter on the student radio. And then, you know, it culminated in me being elected as a student officer here at Middlesex. And we went on to do some really brilliant campaigns, both here at Middlesex and in the community. And it's genuinely sort of transformed how I see the world, and it's genuinely transformed how I interact with the world. And it's been a really rich experience, learning from the different students and also kind of from the course as well.
And I think it's really important if you're coming from somewhere far away and coming to a new environment that's like completely new, you want to be able to involve yourself in different societies and things that are going on to kind of boost your confidence and to help you meet like a whole variety of new people. So that's always really great. And you mentioned about Student Union. Can you talk to us a bit more about that?
Yeah, well, this year we're really proud to say Students' Union was awarded the best Students' Union in the country. And so outside every single university that we're rated as the best Students' Union in the country. And it's mainly because of the amazing work the Students' Union does on sort of clubs and societies, working with students on campaigns, giving them sort of academic advice, and being that representative voice for students. Some of the great campaigns they did last year was the Syrian Refugees campaign, where they worked with the local community to resettle 50 Syrian refugees in Barnet. They've been doing a brilliant campaign this year on the soup kitchen, where they've been, you know, people a soup kitchen for those in the community, and they've also been doing campaigns on housing. And so it's been, you know, being part of the Students' Union is a rewarding experience for many.
And it's not just something to say, oh, I'm in the Students' Union, but you're actually doing real life, like sorting out real life problems and helping real life people. So that's always such a good thing. And we have to boast our new Students' Union MDX house, which is very nice inside, which you can see on the virtual tour and later on when we're going to have a tour around the uni. So how about you, Anna? How has your experience been at Middlesex?
Well, I've really enjoyed staying in London. I knew I wanted to stay, so Middlesex was a perfect place because it's in London, so a very diverse place. Loads of people from around the world come around, and I got to meet so many different people from all over the world and even from my own country, Portugal. So it was nice to meet people who from like similar places. So I've enjoyed that aspect of it.
And you mentioned about us being in London as well, and I'm sure with your degree, like, it's a great thing with politics and like being in London, which is like the hub of British politics. Like, you want to be here. And for myself doing journalism, there's so much opportunity here in the capital. So there's always lots going on, and not just in London, but in the university itself, and lots that you can get involved in. So I don't want you to just take our word for it, because we are bragging slightly because we do enjoy our time here. But I would like you to take a tour with us and see what's been happening at Middlesex in the last term.
Hi there everyone, my name is Ruben. I'm a student ambassador here at Middlesex University, and today I'm going to give you a tour on the Hendon campus. We're going to see some of the facilities, we're going to see some of our students and talk to them about the course and the buildings they usually use. So, come with me. This is the college building. This is the heart of the university where most students actually meet and have lunch, for example. This is also where we have a lot of activities going from the student union, student societies, events from the university, and it's an amazing experience just to be around because there's always something happening, and that's what makes it so special. So this is MDX Work. This is our employability team. They are the ones who are going to help you out with making your CV better, getting maybe your first job here in London, help you get internships, work placements, and maybe a graduate job after you finish. So we just came out of the college building and we're now in the Shepherd's Library. This is a space that is open for students 24/7 during the academic year. This has 240,000 books, and we're right now in the process of transferring every single one of them into ebook versions and giving it for free to all of our students. So all of your books that you're going to need throughout your 3 years with us, they're going to be available to you for free. We're also the only university in the United Kingdom to provide our students with free printing. We're just outside the Richmond building. It's the newest building we have on campus. It was just inaugurated this last academic year. It's full of modern technology, and in a while we're going to meet actually one of the students who use these facilities, and he's going to talk us a little bit through about what they do here. So we're here in the Richmond building, and we have Felipe with us. He's a student and he's studying computer science at the moment. So Felipe, tell us a little bit of what it is studying here in the Richmond building.
This building is an amazing building. It's designed to encourage student collaboration. As you can see, they have state-of-art hardware, and all the rooms are designed this way.
And what do you like more about your course?
I like more the freedom that the lecturers give to you. So all the thing that's really nice here is that you can come anytime in these rooms and use it by yourself. The lecturer doesn't need to be here, so you have the freedom to work on your time and do your project yourself, or with a friend, or with your colleagues, and you just get free and do whatever you want.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Felipe. This is MDX House. This is where our food outlets are. We also have a bar, and this is also where all the university parties happen. On the basement, we have a gym. What makes Middlesex really special is the fact that even though we're in London, we still have a lot of green spaces around the university. Right behind me, we have the Grove building where we're going to meet one of our music students. So right now we're in the Grove building. This is the heart of every single media and performing arts course in the university. On one side, we have journalism, computer science, illustration, film, television, games design. First floor, we have fashion design. Third floor, we have product design. And this is great because at lunchtime, you just get an awesome atmosphere here where you see people with cameras, you see people with painting and paintbrushes and squares. It's an amazing, amazing creative atmosphere. After this, we're actually going to meet one of our music students, and he's going to talk us a little bit about what he's studying in the Grove building. Okay, we're here with Matt. He's one of our music students, and he's going to talk to us a little bit of what he does here in the Grove building.
The Grove building is full of so many creative people doing so many different creative things, and the best part about it is it's situated in such a way where, similar to other parts of the building, it's really easy to collaborate. So it just makes for a really, really cool environment.
Brilliant. And what do you like more about your course?
I really like about my course that you get a very broad sense of the music industry. Mm-hmm. You also get access to amazing facilities. You see we're in one of our recording studios, and that's available to you. So you can really leave university with a portfolio of work to be able to have something to show for yourself.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Matt. That was amazing. Thank you very much for joining my tour, guys. If you're joining through Clearing and you want to see the campus for yourselves, you're more than welcome to come down and have a current student do you the tour. We have cats on campus too. Welcome to Middlesex.
Very much to Ruben, Matt and Felipe for that great insight into campus life. We've also got a virtual tour on our website if you want to see any more or explore in your own time. So now it's time to take some questions from you, the viewers, and our special guests here. So first of all, I've got a question from Emma who says, what is it like living in London? Now Emma, I've got my special guest to answer this question for you. So Saeed, to you first.
Well, I've lived all my life in London. It's a really brilliant experience where essentially anything you really want to do, you can do in London. And so if you want to get involved in culture or art or sport or politics or just generally walk in the park, right? London has that for everything, but it's also a really great capital for education, right? And so you have brilliant libraries, you have brilliant museums where you can learn more about the work that you do and the aspects of civil society in London. So you can get involved in charities and community groups and campaigning groups. And so living in London, I don't want to brag about it so much because I'm a Londoner, but it's really a brilliant experience, and it's really something that I've enjoyed.
And I think you're never really going to stand out to the point of you're weird, because there's always someone like you. There's always a group of people that are going to fit in with what you like and what you like doing. We've got another question from Jen who says, are the teachers supportive? So teachers on your courses, how have they been for you?
I had brilliant academics, and probably has a similar experience as well. They're really supportive, and they're actually very, well, especially in my course in politics, they were very knowledgeable, and they had a kind of a huge mark they've had experience in the sector, and so they were really brilliant in that sense. And I learned a lot from them, and they spent lots of times speaking one-on-one, and that was really helpful as well. And that kind of mentoring and tutoring element of that was really great.
And how about you, Anna? How have you found the teachers?
Well, because I did foundation year for biomedical science, I have found that the teachers have been very supportive, because they just want you to do well in your foundation, because that's something you just really cannot afford to fail. So with their support and their one-on-ones and stuff, I did really well actually. I got a first, so I was really happy, and they were all proud of me and everything. So I'm just glad that they offer the same amount of support that they would have if you were doing a normal course. Just because you're doing foundation, they're not going to let you tag along behind.
And I think in my own personal experience, there's a lot of preparation to move on to the next level, and even when you do reach your third year, your teachers aren't just going to leave you like how they would in school and stuff. You can always have that contact, and especially for me in journalism, there's a lot of my teachers are very experienced and they've worked in the industry, so they're the ones to kind of befriend, because at the end of the day, if they think you're good enough, they can kind of push you in the right direction. So it's always good, and I think the support here personally has been really good throughout my time here. We've got a question from Matthew who says, what are the timetables like for first year? Each course differs. You won't actually find out until you have got all your course information. But speaking from my own personal experience, I mean, first year is first year. You're here to kind of find your feet and get to know the basics of the course. So for me, it wasn't exactly really full on. I think I was in for 3 days a week or something like that. But each course differs, so I don't know about you guys. How?
Yeah, I find it pretty much flexible. When I was in my first year, I was also doing kind of a second job, which many kind of students do as well. And so it fitted around that. And so you had time to do some of the studying element and doing a bit of work. And it really does help you find your feet. I mean, that's probably the correct term to use it. It really puts you on a foundation to go into the second year, where it gets a little bit more intensive.
Yeah. And how about you, Anna? How was your?
Well, I was in for 4 days a week, but mostly just morning classes. So by midday, I'd be gone doing something else. So it's really flexible.
Yeah, and it does kind of set you up if you were to get a part-time job or something, because everybody needs that little bit of money to fund their nights out or things that they want to do. So yeah, I mean, it is pretty flexible, more part-time than full-time, but yeah, obviously it does depend on your course, and any admissions information, again, you can call the hotline and discuss. And more questions we've got are, Imran says, what are your favourite places on campus?
Well, I kind of really like MDX House because there's pool tables, sofas, all the bars, all the food places. It's a really diverse place. They play music in the background. It's just a really good place for you to chill in between your lessons, so you can relax, you can speak to your friends. You could just, it's a great balance to working hard and taking a break and having some fun. So I really like that place, yeah.
I mean, I love MDX House, but I also love the Quadrangle, and you probably saw it on kind of the virtual tour. And I'll give a bit of history about the Quadrangle. So the Quadrangle used to actually be a roundabout before it was built, and kind of a building was built over that, and so you feel like you're sitting outside, but you're actually inside, insulated, and it's really brilliant sort of throughout the year. And there's a coffee shop over there, and there's people doing some learning and socializing as well. I remember done my dissertation there in a few weeks, and it's a really nice experience to sit in the Quadrangle that I found.
Yeah, it's a sort of place that you can study there, but it's not like dead silent. So if you like a bit of atmosphere going on, some like people watching like I do, you know, you can kind of do your work or just chat with friends or whatever. And I'm sure, like you guys, every time I walk through that place, something different's going on. I mean, one day you'll have like cheerleaders, the next day you've got like big gaming stuff going on. So there's always something there.
It's the heart of the campus, though.
Yeah, it is. And Huda says, what is the library like?
Well, you have, I think, around 2 floors that you can talk in, and then the top 2 floors are my favourite because they're absolute silent. You can have little booths, there's a little number to call if you want people to be quiet. I just find that place so easy to study in. Like, I don't even have to go to my own personal library. I would just stay in the university and want to study. I have gotten so much work done in the top 2 floors. There's so many resources. Like, I have never not found a book that I don't need that's in the library. And there's laptops there that you can take out for 24 hours, so I don't have to bring my own in. It's just, it makes it easier to have life on campus rather than balancing it between campus and home. So I do everything pretty much here.
Yeah, and books-wise, like you did say, it's so easy to get books out and stuff. There is about 10 copies of each book. Like, there is so much, so you're never gonna like be in a battle with your classmates to who's got it first, kind of thing. There's always enough resources. And how's your experience been, Saeed, in the library?
Well, as a student, I didn't spend much time in it, and so although you know the time I did spend in it was brilliant. The Shepherd's Library, which Anna spoke about, is state of the art. And it's got, you know, lots of facilities, lots of Macs in there, which I know is really useful for like art student and PCs as well. But we also have the second library, the Williams Library, and that's more of a kind of a social / learning space where people are allowed to speak as well as study, more for group study as well. And so that kind of really complements the Shepherd's Library as well. And I think the thing that people really are happy about is free printing that we have at Middlesex. And so I think one of the only universities 100%. In the country, only universities in the country to have free printing for all our students, and it's something that it's been really popular for us.
Honestly, it will save you a fortune. Like the free printing is such a big thing. Like, I know so many people that go to different universities and them having to like pay for printer ink all the time, or just pay for printing at the uni. Like, it does end up costing a fortune. We've got some questions about halls. So Jack said, what are the Wembley halls like?
Yeah. I don't live there.
Yeah. So the Wembley halls are brand new, and run by Unite, and they're really state of the art. And so I think they've only been around for 2 years. It's right at the heart of Wembley, so you can see Wembley Stadium, and they've also got the new designer outlets over there in Wembley. And I think there's around 700 rooms available. And you get to also mix with other students from London as well, because there's other halls of residence in that area, and so it's a kind of, you get that kind of London experience in Unite. There's lots of social areas, and the kitchens are quite big, and so you can get to socialise with lots of people. I hear there's house parties that go on there.
You can imagine with like 700 and something rooms, like of course there's going to be.
Yeah, and it's a brilliant state of the art accommodation at Unite in Wembley.
So yeah, that is definitely an option if you're applying through clearing. And we've got another question from Matthew. Thanks, our #1 fan at the moment. He says, are there any exams or homework? If there is, how often? So obviously, Matthew, each course depends on what you're studying and like what homework you're going to get and stuff. I mean, you've always got to expect some extra work, because at the end of the day, when you're studying for a degree, you're doing it for yourself. At the end of the day, it's not to try and prove a point to anybody. So if you want to be the best person, you're going to have to take that work outside of the classroom and do a bit of your own research. But I mean, from what we've all said about the teachers and stuff, they're so willing to help you, and you know, you've always got their support. So even if you don't want to take it home, you can always find a space in the university, and I'm sure your teachers will be able to support you and spend some time one-on-one to kind of guide you in the right direction, and I'm sure you guys will agree with that. I think we're just about running out of questions now, so I'd like to thank you all very much for watching, and if you've got any more questions, you can post them on this Facebook Live, or you can call the hotline, which we do strongly advise that you do. And yeah, thanks very much again for watching, and I hope we've been very helpful, and thank you to my lovely guests, Anna and Saeed.